Hey guys, there is baby Ruth there. Thought you guys might want to see her. There she is. Oh, she's gone. Okay. Anyways, look, it's so cute. Hopefully you can see her. Anyways, so we're going to go ahead with our Bible for week 4. And we left off with Moses died, and now Joshua is the leader, and God's preparing him to take the Israelites into the promised land. So, but before we do that, I forgot your worksheets. You might want to pause and go get the worksheets. This worksheet was in last week's folder, week 3. So hopefully you still have that around. Okay, so you should have that one, this one, and Monument at Gilgal. And then you probably have this one in there too, and that will go for next week. So the one that says Rules of War, that will go for week 5. So put that in that folder. All right, so you should have these 3. All right, let's get started here. So, like I was saying, Joshua is who God chose to be the leader, and God's preparing him now. And so, see if you can recognize some words that God uses over and over again in this section as he's talking to Joshua, who has this big job to do. It's kind of scary. So here we go. After the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord said to Joshua, son of Nun, Moses' aide, Moses, my servant, is dead. Now then, you and all these people get ready to cross the Jordan River into the land I'm about to give to them, to the Israelites. I will give you every place where you set your foot, as I promised Moses. Your territory will extend from the desert to Lebanon and from the great river, the Euphrates, all the Hittite country to the great sea on the west. No one will be able to stand up against you all the days of your life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will never leave you nor forsake you. Be strong and courageous, because you will lead these people to inherit the land I swore to their forefathers to give them. Be strong and very courageous. Be careful to obey all the law my servant Moses gave you. Do not turn from it to the right or to the left, that you may be successful wherever you go. Do not let this book of the law depart from your mouth. Meditate on it, study it, day and night, so that you may be careful to do everything written in it. Then you will be prosperous and successful. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be terrified, do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. It's my favorite verse ever. All right, so I know I remember hearing the same thing 3 times. Be what and what? Be strong and courageous. So I like this because Joshua was just a regular man, a regular person, just like you and I. And how many times is it kind of scary to go do something big or new or out of our comfort zone? And yet God is reassuring Joshua, be strong, be courageous, I'm with you. And one other thing about this important job that he gave to Joshua, he told him that if you are studying the law and following it, you are going to be a great leader, a great example to the people, and you will have success. So there it is, the promise that God gave to Joshua. What a great thing for Joshua to have that confidence, right? Okay, I wanted to get on then to this week's stuff. Oh, one more thing I forgot to add. Very interesting. So before, if you remember, when the Israelites were near Canaan and Moses sent the 12 spies, I don't know if you remember back that part, and only Joshua and Caleb two of the spies came back with, hey, we got this, God will take care of us. When they were there ready to enter the Canaan land, they had taken a census account of all the people so that they knew how they could divide the men up into sections to go and fight against the people that they were going to fight against, and also to know territories for their different land that they would have once they conquered it. So now that they're back 38 years later to enter the promised land, a new census has to be made. But the interesting thing is that only 2 people from that first group are still alive to go into the Canaan. And guess who those are? Joshua and Caleb. All right. And so the total equaled about the same amount of people, 600,000 men, as it was before. But this is 38 years later. Okay. Just an interesting tidbit there. All right. So in your information for this week on the Google Classroom, I list what you need to read, what you need to do, but I just kind of wanted to give you some background. So going forward with that work, you'll kind of know what it's about and what happens when. So you're going to have a story about Rahab and the spies, and that's for the city of Jericho, which is a big city in the Promised Land. All right, and so I've attached a video that you guys can watch about that story. Okay, and along with that, after you watch the video, there is this worksheet to do. One thing that might be a little bit, I'll just kind of real quickly tell you the parts right here. This is where Rahab is talking to the 2 spies, I think, and you can put in your own words, like what they might be saying. This is where she's showing them where to hide. That's not really in the video, so I want to make sure you do that. All right, and then this is where Rahab is talking to the soldiers, and this is where Rahab is helping the spies. So watch the video, it will make more sense. Okay, have some fun with that. The next part, Jordan, hi Jordan, by the way, we're going to cross your river, the Israelites are, and Joshua is getting the people ready to cross the river, and they, at the time that they're crossing it, is believed that it was at flood stage, so it was even like more massive than usual. It was believed to be a mile wide and about 12 feet deep, which is like the deep end of a pool. So a mile is like 4 times around the track. So pretty big river to cross. However, God helped the people cross the Red Sea. Remember that when they were escaping the Egyptians? And so the worksheet that you have is a comparison of how God helped them with the Red Sea and how God's going to help them with the Jordan River. And so if you read Joshua 3, it's going to tell you how God gets them through that. Okay? But I did want to go through the part about the Red Sea. Okay? So on your worksheet, I kind of copied this up here. It's just missing the Jordan would have been over here, but that's what you guys are going to read about and fill in. Okay? But real briefly, we can do the Red Sea together. Okay? So think back of when they're getting out of Egypt. Okay? So who led the people of Israel across that, the Red Sea? That was Moses. And how did the water part? The water parted because Moses lifted his staff above the water. Moses lifted staff, and then God sent a very strong wind to separate the waters. Okay, hopefully you can see that. How did the water return to its natural course? So that happened when Moses stretched out his hand, and then God caused the water to just go back in. So I'll say Moses stretched out hand. All right, if I'm going too fast, you can just pause it, write it in. And then finally, the last question, what happened to the Israelites' enemies after that? And we know that the enemies that were chasing them, they all drowned. Someone's foot drowned. Okay, so you guys will finish that off by comparing it with how God helps them across the Jordan River. Okay, and then finally, the last section for this week is called A Monument at Gilgal, and that's a place. And a monument is like a marker to remind you of something, and Joshua really feels it's important for the people to remember how God has helped them so far. So you'll have reading to do with that. Again, it's in your Google Classroom. It will tell you exactly what to do. And there is a worksheet that goes with it where you are supposed to fill in things that God has helped the Israelites with as they've been in the desert for 40 years, or how God helped them get out of Egypt. So you can stick in things like maybe the plagues, or manna, or water from the rock. Okay, so think of all the different ways that God helped them, and that's what you'll do with this worksheet. All right, enjoy the stories. They're great, awesome, and have a great week. Bye, guys.